if you want to.
Hear ye, make way for the Kingz. The Kingz are here.
Give Irish props for this one. This is dope.
You think the bitches are great because you're fucking seasonal, nigga? You can't be seasonal. Niggas got this shit's 24 hours a day.
Kingz. You're listening to the Kingz Podcast with your hosts, Karizmatik, Guerby, and Irish O'Neal.
Yo, welcome to the Kingz Podcast. My name is Guerby.
Yo, welcome to the Kingz Podcast. It's your boy Karizmatik at KarizmatikMe on IG and Twitter, and Karizmatik IPE on Facebook. Go ahead, Lily, introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Lily. I don't know. What the fuck am I supposed to say?
What your handles?
Plug something, your IG, Twitter, whatever.
My Instagram is LilyIsabel18. That's exciting, isn't it? Yeah.
Hopefully it's exciting.
Irish, close us out, bro.
What's up, guys? It's Irish O'Neal on all social media. Follow me and check out the STC podcast. We
Check
go
it
live
out, check it
every
out, check it
Sunday. Shit Talking Cunts. Just did our 100th episode. We got a great one today with Uncle Ben coming back on. Not the guy that makes the rice. And yeah, that's it,
My
guys.
Uncle Ben on?
Because he's dead.
You have an Uncle Ben?
He ain't dead. He ain't dead. He's with Tupac. He's with Tupac.
Okay.
Nah, he with Tupac.
He's with Tupac.
He with
Chilling.
Tupac. Yeah,
Chilling.
bro. You
Faked
don't
his
know?
death and everything.
In Costa
Yo, can I
Rica.
just give our producer a shout out, Mr. Irish O'Neal? He's
Let's
fucking
go,
killing
baby.
it, bro. Yo.
Good job with
This
the
guy,
drops
man.
and the
Thank
intro.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
do what I can for the Kings. Come on now.
That's right, baby. Yeah.
You ain't black unless you got a white boy that held you down, bro.
I disagree with that. but
Nah, I
he's cool,
agree.
though, but he's definitely cool, though.
Word
for
from
sure.
Karizmatik. Karizmatik. That's the way the white boys say Karizmatik. It's one of your words, but you say it wrong still.
So this is the Kingz Podcast. We come together, the Kings come together, and we have a lady king today, and we're gonna be talking about the male-female dynamic and in terms of interaction and relationships, and then we're gonna give advice here and there, and then watch some videos and makes people laugh.
You're going to give advice or I'm going to give advice?
We're all gonna give
Oh, okay,
advice.
good.
You get to speak.
we're
to
gonna
that.
give advice.
No
and you're gonna give
patriarchy today.
opinion. We're gonna see if it
Oh,
counts in
wow.
advice. Okay.
Okay.
I'm honored.
We're gonna see if it counts. Okay.
Blessed.
Just gonna say.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag.
So let's talk about the origins of you, Karizmatik, meeting Lily.
Oh, I mean, it was interesting. I would have to say that if I'm really being honest, Lily was one of the first women on the scene to make me feel like human. You know what I'm saying? There's always that woman in my life that makes me feel like they grounded a little bit.
What do you mean by human?
So like I'm a weirdo. You know, I'm a bit on edge. Always talking about booty cheeks and asses and stuff like that. And like,
That's true.
I mean, I could come off overtly sexual to people, but like those that understand me know that you know, you can definitely find a much deeper human being there. And like Lily's one of those people that like I'm always sexual, but Lily was like, yo, I'm not threatened by you in any way possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not that
like,
threatening.
She comes up to me, she tells me her health situations, all that. Like she told me all the information. Like I'm like, yo, I feel human with you. You know what I'm saying? Like more so than with anybody, you know? And I mean, I really do appreciate that, especially if as a man that's like, you know, utterly trying to honestly be himself every single day.
Right.
It's nice to know that, you know, someone appreciates you for you.
Well, thanks.
And I mean, I shout out to all. I mean, this is something not even shout out. Look, this is something for all those incels out there to look at. Like, as long as you're constantly putting yourself out there.
Yeah, you are.
As long as you're constantly putting your true self out there, there will be someone to accept you. I mean, even if you're an asshole like me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you got to work on yourself.
You do. You always got to work
on
on yourself.
Well, and you
but
have
there
to-
always is someone to accept you. It's most likely a woman.
Well, and you have
But,
to accept that, like, there's
'cause
not
they're
everyone's going to accept your true
understanding.
self. So
Yeah, not everybody.
you have to
Not
be-
everyone,
You have
not
to be
everyone.
okay with that. And I think that's what a lot of these like incel guys fuck up is they think that like, oh, I can't just like let this person walk away. It's like, no, take the loss. There's like what like when you see all these videos that like we've watched so far of like creepy guys doing
Yep.
shit and stuff,
Yeah.
it's like there's someone out there that's probably into that, man. Why are you putting so much effort with someone that's
Yeah,
not
but you
into
can't
it?
be as you are. Like as you are, you need to work on yourself.
Yes,
and,
always.
And that's the reason why you're not having great success with women. And so the point of the Kingz podcast is to help guys like yourself and other guys who are not incels, give you guys more confidence out there when you approach these women.
I mean, I have enough confidence out there. It's just nice to know because I'm gonna put myself out there no matter what.
Facts.
It's nice to be accepted. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because me, I don't care if like I was born alone, I'm gonna die alone. If that happens today, tomorrow, I'm secure in that. But the fact that people can acknowledge and appreciate someone else for being real means a lot.
So thank you, Lily, for
You're welcome.
Karizmatik.
This is why I'm here. I don't know. I mean, I think people get like super intimidated, especially women with like dudes when they're, especially in comedy, like because dudes talk about like fucking and stuff like that. But like women, it can be like sometimes just like intimidating because you don't want to. I don't know. Like people just think a dude's out there to fuck, but if you like approach a dude like, "Hey, I want to be your friend." At least that's what I try to do.
I mean,
I don't know, like cool, just
I'm
like
always DTF,
Well, like,
but
I
have I
can-
ever put you and that strain on you ever?
yeah, like I think we talked about
never
eating
wa-
ass the first.
Yeah, like I'm always DTF, but never has she ever once felt that energy. I believe that respect comes first.
Well, yeah.
You know what
but
I mean?
that also comes from like you, like as a woman, you can definitely feel an energy from like a dude when it's like I think we talked about eating ass, but I didn't feel like
You wanted to eat,
I didn't feel like he wanted to eat my ass. Yeah, exactly, and that's the difference. Honestly, it is like I don't know. There's a big difference, but when you get that vibe of like, oh no, like you want to eat my ass, you like stay away.
I don't know you.
Unless like I want you to eat my ass, you know. Like,
Lily's into eating ass eating.
actually, oh, no,
if she
I-
wants it, if she
Newsflash.
wants
I
it.
want
Newsflash.
it, yeah.
Newsflash. So, yeah, you gotta be confident. And
yeah.
You gotta be confident. And we're gonna talk about a little bit of the principles. I had to modify and upgrade or enhance some of the principles because
Let me
grip
upgrade
points.
you.
So first thing you need is confidence. Confidence in yourself, in your abilities, and in especially your sex appeal. You need to believe that you are sexy or whatever.
I don't think I'm the most attractive man on the earth, but damn, I'm a sexy god.
Right,
Believe what
see?
you're
I'm a beast,
Yeah,
bro.
and that's
King's
really.
mindset.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's you. Women can also tell, like,
Yeah.
when a dude is confident in who they are, like that's really attractive. But also a thing to it is like, what something that turns me off a big deal. I actually just had this conversation with my roommate. That doesn't matter, but like dudes that just view women as like someone to fuck. Like I've met dudes like that before, and you get that vibe so strong, and it's like really gross. And I don't know, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
No,
understand.
Sure.
definitely.
understand.
Like
Sure.
I like it's a little different for me. Like I see it as like you got like you're women. I would fuck. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
like
I
I'm looking
mean,
for I'm looking
that's
I'm looking to connect on a personal level. You can't be always just
Yeah.
I want to fuck. I want to fuck. I want to fuck. I want to
Yeah.
fuck. Like come on, like tone down. Be like yo, like who are you as a person, real quick. Like ask some.
There's nothing wrong with that
Yeah.
if you are a
Like-
man like that.
Yeah.
No.
and
I
there's
mean like,
nothing wrong
but
with
still, you gotta
yeah.
come off it. You
Yeah.
gotta meet people
Because
first.
you're gonna give off that energy of I want to fuck, and then everyone's gonna go running for the hills,
Yeah,
and
it-
rightfully so.
Yeah, no. So that was like the other like thing I think why we clicked so easily is just because I didn't get that. But we could like talk about this shit, but I was like I feel comfortable and like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna like you're not gonna like want to talk about this all the time like in
Oh,
a
no,
way
I
where
do.
you're like
I
trying to
do.
like people ask questions of shit like that, especially comedy all the time, and it's like. And it's like, are you asking me because you want to know like my answer, or are you asking me because you want to
Be
just
direct,
ask?
fellas.
And I'm like, I don't like. Are you asking me about asking because you want to know my like you want to know if I'm into it or just like generally?
Why
and I
couldn't
don't
it
just
both be
generally.
the answer? Like.
Right.
Yeah.
Just be direct. Just be
Like,
direct.
I'm sorry. Like, if like the knowledge is equally like, it's like, oh my god, you too. Like, high five. I can appreciate that. And then also like, that's a take from my books. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can take it as both. You know, like it's nice to feel not alone.
True. Yeah.
You know,
that
like
is nice.
so like
We're all just trying to
make
be
your
in a group.
intentions clear. You know what you
Yeah.
want. Yeah, from straight up.
Yeah.
And you should be fine. And then the second thing we like to talk about is like not being afraid of her reaction. So being emotionally independent.
yes.
And that's something that you need to focus on, fellas, when you approach women. Is not to say whatever. Either way, and Irish made this point another time, which I thought was a great point. If you're going to be rejected, so what does it matter what you say?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
If you don't say anything to them, you're already being rejected
Right,
anyway. So
right.
go up and say, even if it's just, "Hey, how you doing?" And if they're like, "Fuck off," that's the same result as if you didn't say anything. So what's the big deal anyway?
No, I'm good. No, I that's interesting. I actually just had the same conversation with my therapist.
Okay.
Such a white girl thing to say. Like,
No.
I was in therapy.
Honestly, original.
No, let's make this.
But-
let's make this honest and you know all the way through. Everyone needs it from time to time. You know what I mean? Therapy doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean any of that bullshit. No, it's something that more people should go to. and more people should use as a tool. It does not mean any strikes against you,
Oh,
no
I don't-
stigma against that. No, I know, but like,
yeah.
I want to talk it
Sure.
up a little bit. There are
Yeah.
people that honestly could use someone to talk to, and I think it's a good service that they provide.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially you black kings out there that's struggling out there. Don't be afraid to go seek help.
Don't be afraid. There's no stigma against you. So Lily, I mean, big
so I
up.
was at therapy, and well, a big thing that I was talking, like, it's really fun to like somebody and have backstory. Guerby, you know this, and you make fun of me to no end, but I have a crush, right?
Oh,
And I know it's so fun. It's so goddamn fun. It is. I have
you
it.
just look like the crushy type.
Crushy
type.
It's been so long. It's just so fun. Do I? This is
Crushy
man.
type.
But anyway, the big thing I was saying was like, with her is I was trying to be like, you know, he might not like me. This might be nothing. We might just be friends. And like, I'm not putting any of my happiness or like sadness or anything like that around that. Like, I'm going to focus on comedy. I'm going to focus on like me. And if like he doesn't like me, like, that's not my problem.
Yeah.
I
All
guess.
right, Kings, let's be honest here. Lily's very pretty with some dimples.
Oh, Jesus.
This guy would be stupid not to try to smash.
I mean, of course he'd be stupid.
Try to
not
smash.
fuck me from a good boy.
Lily's like, have you seen this? Oh my God, I woke up like this.
Right. Can I just
Wouldn't
say
wanna
this one
fuck
thing?
this.
It's very easy. If you want to know if he likes you or not, it's very simple. Just walk up to him and just rub him on his thigh.
Huh?
That's what Guerby does every time he wants to know if a guy likes him.
That's exactly what I do.
Every
And if
time.
he doesn't touch me right, I get rid of him immediately. So the point, but
Yeah,
it's just
I-
like make it easy for. See, we want to help guys to attract women,
Yes.
of course, but
Okay.
For the lady kings that are watching, this is one way you can make the guy give him easy, obvious ways that you like him. Also,
Yeah. Well, and I also
touch
think
is a big thing for us.
yeah, and
Yes.
I mean that can switch for anybody too. I mean,
Right.
just the whole like the approval of this one person, like the fact that you're laying. And people do this all the time in relationships too. Like a relationship ends and then they have absolutely nothing. It's just like
Yep.
in a situation, you know, like have something for yourself. That's super important in life.
Be your own person.
Like don't make somebody else the source of all your happiness.
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess
that's
is the
100%.
point.
Be a whole human being before you
So,
start
like-
reaching out for people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't make them fill you up. You know what I mean?
It's like why I don't really believe in like ups and downs in a relationship because I'm like if I'm alone, there's already like enough bullshit in life that like comes on my plate. Someone coming into my life shouldn't
Yeah,
add
life
to
does
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
See,
they
Irish
do,
is a very
but
nice
that's
guy.
nice.
He's a very
I am.
nice guy.
Well, that's like a
I'm just an
unique-
unlikable guy. But then I'm very nice.
Yeah,
If you
very-
get around the shit he says,
Yeah.
behind the word cunt and bitch, he's a wonderful
Yeah,
you know,
that's-
just, just weed through it like
posters.
a little much. You have to
It's
weed
it's,
through it like
it's
a
my
pair of butt
branding.
cheeks.
I
you
was
know?
actually I'm actually the person trying to get bitch removed in Massachusetts, so everyone will say cunt. It's good for my brand.
There you go. Right.
You gotta weed through
Oh
this
my
stuff like
god,
a pair
that
of
they were
butt
trying to
cheeks.
get
You
rid of
gotta.
saying bitch. That is.
They're trying. No, they're still trying.
They're
Oh
doing-
my
they're
god,
actively
it's so
It's probably gonna pass.
ridiculous.
Yes, it's
Oh,
hilarious.
No, it's not.
It's probably
It's just gonna make people jump to cunt.
Yeah, we'll
That's-
see.
Nah, I mean,
Jump to
all the
cunt. I
brothers
like
in the
that.
hood would
Such
be
a good
happy. They
pickup
they
line.
hate
They
that
don't
word.
care.
No, they hate that word.
Yeah,
They hate
yeah,
the B
bitch
word.
word,
They
yeah,
hate that. Oh man, it makes
And
them
then
jump.
our last principle is having using social intelligence or having social intelligence, meaning using your humor and things of that nature, and lightly
Yeah.
playing around. We had a little jousting and things like that, but in a joking matter, you know, put her in a place a little bit jokingly and things like that. I do that to you all the time.
Yeah.
Like I just joke around all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like I take you seriously ever.
No.
But because I don't. But anyway, so that was an example right there, fellas.
Oh,
Kings,
good.
Of how
Thank
you
you.
play around.
Yes, that was fun, wasn't it?
For me,
You
for
saw
me,
how
it's all
much
about-
Lily loved that.
Yeah,
That
she
was
enjoyed it. She's just trying to pretend she loves it. Anyway, moving forward.
Having so much fun.
Okay, all right. So let's go into our King's Roundtable. We have some spicy things that we want to talk about.
It's spicy meat the butter.
Spicy meatballs.
That was a little harder than what I was used to. Lily was like, "Oh my god,
Gangster.
What? What?
So we want to talk about the first thing. We want to talk about what's her name again? Emma Watson. Let's go into that first.
oh god."
And I'm really curious to hear Lily's perspective on this, and of course the rest of the Kings.
Yeah, I'll wait for Lily to answer first.
So Emma Watson is no longer single. She will not claim that now. She is calling herself self-partnered, And so let's just go through this article a little bit. But this the time Emma Watson's self-picture status is a death to female liberation. Do you agree or don't agree, Lily?
Agree with what? Female
That is
liberation?
No.
comes
That
through being
her
self-partnered.
saying she's self-partnered is.
Well,
death
do you understand what she means by self-partnered? First,
Yeah.
let's go there.
Self-partnered, yeah. I mean, she's in a relationship with herself. I would
Yeah,
assume.
Isn't that
Like-
just called being
Okay.
single?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's no longer. She don't want
But
to be
she's
called.
not
Unless you're
single.
bipolar.
Like she's not looking for anybody. That's like the point, right?
No, she's looking for herself.
No, she's given up. It sounds like okay. Let's go through the article a little bit and see.
Yeah, I want more info on.
Yeah. So,
Who wants to be the one to read it?
it says in a relationship, even stronger and sturdier in a relationship with. Okay, often ironic, iconic, married, perhaps hard to see or irony unless you're right, complicated, proud, ashamed, single. This week. All right, Emma Watson said that she prefers to describe herself as self-partnered. Okay, let's keep going down a little bit. I haven't read this article, by the way, so I don't know where.
Clearly.
Though Facebook presumably will not be jumping to create a new relationship status, there was a strong response to Watson's statement online. On Monday, self-partnered was trending on Twitter. Reactions were varied. Some users found the term progressive, others eye-rollingly woke or narcissistic. People cared about the comment not because it revealed anything particularly juicy about Watson, but because being a single woman is complex and laden with pressure.
I have thoughts, I guess.
I hope you have thoughts.
I have thoughts. I don't know. I mean, I think it's hard to relate to Emma Watson. I think I was talking about this before this even started. It's hard to relate because she's so famous and she's like
Rich. Yep.
And she was like we were 90s babies, Harry Potter.
Hermione
like
fucking Granger,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's
Yeah.
Hermione Granger. Every dude wanted to fuck her. Like that was
Absolutely.
Emma Watson.
I still do.
Yeah, exactly. And now she's like fighting for the world. She's a cool lady. She like went to college. And like Brown or whatever the fuck, Ivy League. But she's just like
Scroll
so.
down to see what's her conclusion. This person's conclusion. Go ahead.
Yeah, but so I can't really understand her perspective because that probably puts a lot of pressure on her to find somebody that like isn't going to view her as Hermione Granger or view her as like a thing rather than a person. So that must be hard for her. But I also.
Well, if you're self-partnered and you're looking for someone, are you cheating on yourself?
I guess. I don't know. Are
So-
you? I suppose. If you're
So-
self-partnered.
She just brings up a whole lot of confusing questions now. You know what I mean? Because, does this mean she'll never look for someone else again in her life?
I don't know. I'm not Emma Watson. But I guess right now this is like, I don't know. If she's in a relationship with herself for a bit, cool. I know people that have like, or listen to people
Temporarily self-partnered.
Okay.
So if she switches
Okay, so
hands, is she cheating on
But
herself?
I still would just be like, I'm single, not looking for anyone.
Yeah,
Like,
why
it
call
feels
it
like a roundabout
self-partnered?
way to just not say you're single.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
you're temporarily asexual.
No, I mean like
You're not
that,
looking
I
for
know people that do that
Right.
for like
temporarily asexual.
Yeah,
I mean
yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, if that's
Cool.
possible.
Whatever
Yeah.
floats for
I'm
you,
not a
dog.
doctor.
Like who cares? Like
Dr.
the fact that
Guerby.
people
Dr.
don't want to fuck anybody else, like that's just to
Yeah,
me
that-
like that's amazing to me. You know what I mean? So power to you. You know,
It seems like just an extreme stance to take on it. Like,
Right?
Maybe maybe it's an interesting way for somebody who people look up to. It's an interesting way for her to be like, it's okay to be single and like want to work on yourself. Cool. So I'm saying this self-partnered
you-
thing to
you-
be a role model or whatever to
you
women
can't just
that
say
like
I'm
they
single
don't
and working on
need-
myself.
Yeah, but I guess self-partnered implies like I'm more important than trying to be in a relationship, which as a woman, like all society has told us like happiness comes from being in a happy marriage with kids and all that. So maybe it's like her way of showing
That she is in
younger
a happy
women
marriage.
like I can be happy with who I am. But I don't know. It seems like it's fun. I don't know. Like why does relationships are so like people talk about them all the time, right? And this is so like I'm single, I'm self-partnered. Why can't you just like I don't know, it's fun to like meet people and it's fun to well, not always fun, but it can be fun to like have sex with new people. And why do you have to like I don't know, not because you're like taking a stance. Why can't it just be like more relaxed? I don't know.
Like
I think just want to piggyback off of that a little bit. You saying she's on, you can't relate to her. I think part of her frustration is that she is an elite woman. She's a very successful woman. She's rich. She's famous. The dating pool is very small for her in terms of guys that actually are famous enough or having a high enough status or make enough money to actually be something that's attractive for her.
That sounds like a personal problem.
That sounds like a personal, but I'm just saying.
You can
I think
work
that's
on all them shits.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can work on all those things, but it's one of those things that I think that's what happened. Like there's this thing, this idea of a hypergamy, that women only date men either equal to them or higher. And
What does that mean though? Like,
no, they only date financially.
Financially. Okay.
Either equal or above them.
Yeah.
And
Got
so
it.
for her, the dating pool has shrunk so much is that, hey, there's no guy out there that actually,
Yeah.
in terms of.
Well, you see, then I would say address your standards. Self-partner? No, address your standards. Or just, self-partner up and die alone. Cool. Whatever you want. It's all you. This is your life. Live it.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I also just find it hard to believe that there's not some chill person out there that'll date Emma Watson.
She's
No,
not
there's plenty of
looking.
chill people.
She's not
There's
looking.
not-
She's dating herself, bro.
Right, there's-
Well, that's not, but
She's not
she's
looking.
dating herself because why? Because in the past it's not gone well.
It's
I don't
because she
know.
hasn't met a guy like Karizmatik yet. That walked up onto her and
Bro, I mean, like, you
feel me?
haven't,
Yeah,
like,
right. No, but I
talk
think that's
about
really
eating
what-
ass. Who
I
cares?
think-
Yo, she hasn't learned. She has you see the
'Cause,
tug moments?
I
Like,
think a lot of y'all kings out there, you get intimidated by very attractive women, and you need to understand that at the end of the day, they're just people.
Yeah, you can get them.
Yep.
Just people. They're just people. So guys are intimidated by the fact that she's famous, plus she's pretty, plus she's rich, and all these things. So a lot of guys are not approaching her. Guys that she might be into.
Yeah, maybe.
I would
Just
go
not
up and
approaching-
pretend like I
Because,
have no idea who
when
she is.
any-
Yeah,
any-
but right.
Yeah.
Like, my
That's
thing
the
is
big
this: like,
thing.
anytime you get into a relationship, like, it's more. It should be more so like, are they meeting your needs? You know what I'm saying? Are they meeting your go-tos or what you're going to a relationship for? So if it's for conversation, if it's for companionship, are they meeting those needs? If it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people in a relationship because they need the financial help. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't need no financial help, so she should be looking for much purer reasons, which I feel like she should find a much
Easier.
purer situation.
So-
No, not easier. Not easier.
It's not
Really.
easy.
People can fake those a lot easier.
Yeah.
That's-
The
no,
only
that's
thing is,
fair.
I'm wondering if she's creating this delusional world for herself that it's okay for her not to be able.
Creating, I think it's already created.
No, yeah, well, yes.
I mean, that's why she
Because
has
this is brand new.
term. Because in
Yeah.
in this world, that term makes sense.
Right, because I feel like she's not being real, or she's being a little pretentious, or she's not being honest with herself. Is that she don't want men to approach her, or she doesn't think they're good enough to approach her. So it's like, which one is it?
Well, but then is
exactly.
it like, is she looking for a celebrity to approach
Is this
her?
what-
Well, but obviously
Like-
not. She would be dating celebrities.
Right.
Is this
so
what
that-
a
'cause that's-
femcel looks like?
I won't call her.
Is this what a femcel looks like?
Ah, you have a good argument.
Is
that
this what
might be a
I
femcel.
don't know. Like, is this what it looks like? Because
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like,
I don't know. I think.
no guy's good enough to date me. I shouldn't drop my standards. I
I
should
don't
just be partner
think
myself.
that's.
Like,
I don't think that's the point of her self-partner thing. I
Okay.
don't think it's like nobody's good enough for me. I was just saying it's probably hard to find somebody. I think probably the point. I didn't read the article.
it's
I don't
hard to
fucking know.
find somebody and
But I
nobody's
guess
good enough are basically the same thing. They're cousins.
no. Okay, let me finish. So she's, instead of not good enough or not finding someone, she's just not focusing any energy on finding anybody, and she's focusing all of her energy on like herself. So I think that's a different approach. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
So 40 cats.
40 cats.
There's no
That's
partnered
how
about
I
it
would focus
then.
on myself.
You know, it doesn't
honestly.
sound like
Just
there's any
fill my house
partnered
with
about it.
cats.
So you don't think she's like putting herself in the environment to be available, essentially, because she's self-partnering?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's just like I'm focusing on me. I'm partnering with myself. I'm in like
She's basically
all
marooned
the
herself on an
energy
island.
I would put into a relationship. I'm gonna put onto me.
Is that a good thing for her overall though? Is to do that? Wouldn't
I
it
don't
be
know.
great
That's
to
Emma
leave
Watson's
yourself
decision.
open? Yeah,
I feel like Oprah did that without saying I'm self-partnered. But
no. She did this with
anyways,
Stedman.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, there were years where she was alone as well. Where
Yeah.
she like,
Yeah.
I feel like she really did that without having to create a whole new term. But that's maybe that's a millennial thing to just create longer
I
terms.
think the
for
terms can
simple
focus on
shit.
their career.
Yeah,
Like-
focus on her career. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
possible, and it's just interesting. It's just interesting that she doesn't want to be called single, which is what she is.
Fat
She just
becomes
single.
obese. Single becomes self-partnered.
Okay. Okay, the show's not about fat people. All right,
I know. You don't see me. You don't see
parallel.
my.
No, I
you
see,
see my
I know,
parallel?
I'm just being
Sure.
silly. I am a.
This is
comic.
an anti-fat shaming podcast.
Yeah. We don't.
Fuck you and the goose you wrote in on. Okay?
All right, let's move on to our
Goose
next,
riding motherfuckers.
next article. Irv Gotti, talk about
Irv Gotti.
Irv
Why
Gotti.
is it that if a man gets married, a man and woman
Start
get
that
married,
over
if
real
they're separated,
Oh man.
I'm curious to hear what you
why
thought.
is
Huh?
it that if a man gets married, a man and woman get married, if they're separated, they're not gonna be together. They're not staying together. I can't go mess with other girls until I sign a divorce paper. Why?
No, yes, you can.
Okay, then what's the problem?
I'm
then?
going through a divorce right now.
Yeah, that's when I was gonna
date.
swing it back to Wendy, because I said, yo, you ain't get a divorce yet, and I seen you swerving.
I fucking love Wendy Williams.
I seen Wendy swerving. I'm like, wait a minute. Is those divorce papers signed yet? which
She deserved all that
which
tea.
I say good for. When I seen, I'm like, good for Wendy. Do you? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's over.
Okay.
She deserved all that tea.
I love
she
Wendy
do.
Williams.
Yeah, you do?
Oh my God, I love her. Yeah.
But you see how the crowd initially, all the ladies like, no, you cannot cheat.
Yeah,
You cannot do this
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I know, and then Wendy had his eyes like, I do that
Right,
shit.
I do that. And then I was like, yeah, no, good for Wendy, but it's not good for you as a guy to do that and things of that nature. So what do you guys think?
People fake.
Is it cheating if you know? Is it cheating if she knows it's happening?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
If
yes,
they-
yes,
This is
yes. If she
confusing.
has control over it and says no, like,
Well, in
you
the
know what I'm
context
saying?
of this video, separated. And
No,
is
no,
it
it's
cheating?
not. In the context of this video,
And
no.
if they're separated,
Yes.
and is it cheating if they? No, that's not cheating.
Okay, is it cheating that you guys are not separated but together and you're not? Well, not necessarily. Well, I don't know if you want to.
You want to try that? You want to try that one again, bud?
Yeah, is it called open relationship or is it called polyamory? Is it cheating
If
still?
what?
Is it still cheating if she knows?
If
I'm
she
confused.
knows-
Okay, so like
Does
if
she
you're in
agree
a
to it,
relationship,
or does she just
Yeah,
know?
There needs to be an
It
agreement.
depends whether they agree on it.
Okay.
Yes.
If they don't agree on it, like I guess
Yeah.
it's technically
is
cheating. But
cheating.
by the same token, if
But
they
she
know about
knows.
it, they also have the option to
So?
leave.
yeah, but that's still cheating.
doesn't
Like
mean
if
you're
it-
not
Sure, no, technically it is.
Yeah,
But
like what do you mean? Like if you're in a relationship and like
I tell you up front that I
slept with somebody.
I'm it's not slept with somebody. It's like we'll jump.
So
I
if
don't
someone,
like to.
if
only
someone
sleep with
steals
one
your
person.
shit in front of you, that's not stealing.
No.
I
would disagree.
So I'm saying
I had a
you're
friend.
telling. Okay, good.
I had a friend.
I think I'm gonna.
I had a female friend whose high school boyfriend. She was like, "I'm breaking up with you." He started crying. He was like, "No, no, no, no." And she's like, "Okay, well, you can stay around. I'm gonna fuck other people. So like, deal with that if
went
you
to
want to
Wild
stay
High
or
School.
not." I know, right? No, for sure, I did. And so like that, like what do you think of that? Because she was basically like, "Well, I'm going to fuck other people. So if you're gonna stay with it, clearly he wasn't for that, but he did stay with it. So it's like, is that technically cheat? Like, is he
That's
being
not
okay?
cheating.
That's not cheating.
Okay, so by then it's on him.
Cheating by definition is.
But he did clearly. Was he okay with it?
Well, clearly not. He just
Right, he's
didn't
clearly
want the
not okay with it.
relationship.
He
So-
was no
Yeah.
longer in the relationship though.
Yeah.
She's saying you can stay around if you deal with what I do, and he's like, I'll do what you do. So I don't care if you like it or
don't
not.
think he
You
had a choice.
decided
I
to.
don't think he really had a choice.
Okay, so then get out. No, his choice is to get out.
And
of
that was
relationship.
my original point, where it's like you can kind of like if they present you with that, well, there's the option of just leaving.
Right.
Yeah, once presented with that.
Like
yeah.
if I'm in a relationship and they go, I'm going to fuck this other person, and I go, no, I'm not down for that, and they go, well, I'm going to do it anyway. Then like I would just go, all right, well then peace, we're done. Like so I feel like the option's there. Maybe people are just afraid to take it.
Agreed.
Like Karizmatik, you want to get married, right? Well, to this particular your current.
I don't
girlfriend.
really. I like.
You don't believe in marriage, but you
I don't.
You want to.
But like, I do see it as like in
It's an
today's
option.
day and world, if you want to pass on next of kin, if you want to establish a next of kin, that's the best way of doing it.
Yeah,
you know
in
what
terms
I mean?
of legalities
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
That
with
makes perfect sense. to me.
Because my question is should our current generation or society believe in marriage anymore as a institution?
I think in the way that I'm thinking of it, it does make sense in only that facet. Otherwise, relationships
kids,
are so
yeah.
freaking messy that
Yeah.
like they should just let them
Yep.
be.
Yeah, I have like my dad had an interesting point on this. So I forever have been like, I'm not getting married, and I just say it to piss off my mom. But I also like don't really believe in the institution of marriage, whatever. And I remember saying this to my dad, and my brother, my older brother has autism, and my dad's point was, in that situation, he's like, that was tough enough, and for someone to just leave and there be no legal contract, like, you kind of want, in those types of situations, it's like nice. It's like not very
like an
romantic of
insurance
him to
possible.
say it, kind of like.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, Dad, that's kind of wild that you said that, but I was like, that kind of makes sense. So in like really tough situations, you kind of want that like legal contract that said like, I said I was going to be here through anything,
Right.
and if you want to leave, like it's going to be a
Yeah,
tough
you
time, and you're
cannot-
legally
Like-
and you're
like the situation-
contracted. If you
Right.
leave, like you still have to give money to like this thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the situation I run
So in
into,
those-
like I've had a blood clot before. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So like
Yeah.
let's say you're with someone for like a bunch of years, you have a blood clot. You want your mother making that decision?
No.
Exactly. That don't make no
Yeah.
sense.
Right.
That don't make any kind of sense. So how do you establish that in the United States of America? Marriage is the most clear-cut way.
Yes.
And I mean, I guess
So
it would be like nice and flowery and pretty to be like, oh, but that person just like through anything they'll love me. But that's just I don't know. I'm
no, you can still
Nelly,
have that
but
without monogamy. Like
No, yeah, I guess not monogamy. I guess my point was like all these situations, technically, like you don't need to be married for them.
Don't
If, like
get
you're
married.
in love, but like
I'm just.
I don't
to
know.
me, I think it depends.
I don't trust
All right,
people.
You're on
ready?
your deathbed.
You ready for an exclusive?
Go ahead.
Exclusive.
I haven't told any of you guys this in the comedy scene. I
Okay.
was kind of, and I'll explain, married to my ex.
Whoa.
Okay.
Kind of.
Bah, bah, bah.
What that means is
Yeah, what does
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of mean?
Story time. Can we click the story time? King story time.
King story time.
King story time.
Ooh, what's King's
please.
story time?
Yo,
You about to
listen.
find
Oh,
out,
I can't
baby?
fucking wait.
Producer's a fucking beast.
Hey.
King's story time.
All right. So technically, we got married in the sense that got down on the knee, the rings, had the ceremony and everything. That technically comes, we never signed the legal paper. So I wasn't legally married.
So you were never joined
Yeah,
legally
because
Okay.
that's where the problem started.
Right,
was
right.
They started reneging on that part real fast. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Why are you
don't
like,
get married.
Why are you like embarrassed?
It's just a
Tell me about-
long, confusing
Yeah, I
story.
guess, I
Like
guess.
I was kind of married and blah blah
Yeah,
blah blah, but
yeah.
long and short of it, yeah, don't get married. There's really no point unless you're having kids, I guess.
Yeah.
And even still, I know a lot of people nowadays.
Or
that have
if
kids
you've
and-
been with the person for long damn enough, like bro, like they know
like common
everything
law
about
marriage,
you,
common
like,
law
marriage,
like
yeah.
yeah,
like
My
bro, they
old
know
neighbors had a
everything
common law
about you.
marriage, but they had no kids.
They
Yeah,
know
my
your
grandparents
health
did that
conditions.
too.
They know
Yeah.
all this shit.
All
Like,
the thing about
like
you,
bro,
right.
they've been taking care of you for years. Like, why shouldn't they? Like,
Yeah,
if,
we're
if
not-
something happens to you, why shouldn't they be able to, pick up the pieces of their life and continue forward?
Yeah, as a king or a lady king, you decide if you want to get married. But in terms of when it comes to like medical decisions being made, you
Sure.
need to understand that it's going to be left to your family if you're not married. You're not
Well,
married.
and
to someone.
honestly, the only reason I did it was just like in my brain, it was like that's how I was raised. That's the natural
Yeah.
progression of
Right, right,
things. And
right.
then
Yeah.
like now having gone through it and everything, I was like, oh, that was fucking retarded. Why did I do
right.
that?
Or
Oh my
sign a
God.
will. Start writing your wills immediately. So you know.
Yeah.
So that's the only other way you could, other than having a significant other, is start getting a will together, and so that way people know what to do when you're not conscious. Because
Feels fucking morbid though to write. a
yeah,
will,
it
doesn't
does. It does. But I
I'm
feel like
26. Let me write my
will. I have a
Yeah,
will.
no, but
Really?
Yeah.
Well, my dad sells insurance, so
Oh,
like.
fair.
See, yeah, he would have. Yeah, see,
So like I
My
bought it all.
teddy
You know?
bears, my teddy
I've
bears
had
go to
life
my
insurance
sister.
since I was like 5. Like
You also
I
seem
am
like more of an adult than
covered,
me.
baby.
so-
Please
all
don't
my
murder me.
Barbies go to my first sister.
Her dad was like, "This one's not smart. We got to get the money back."
Right, let's get her to
anything
sign this immediately. Right, so immediately. She's not gonna do well with.
I never like
inheritance.
said where any of my shit goes. Like, none of my shit is worth anything. Please don't murder
Oh,
me,
it
anyone.
will.
I don't have
It
any.
Who
might-
knows?
it might be.
Oh
It might
wow!
be.
I almost just
It
brought
might
up
be.
something creepy, but anyway.
Go ahead, say it.
I was gonna say in Japan, your panties might be worth a lot.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Soil.
they
Soil.
sell them in vending machines.
You gotta rub it a little bit.
You see, my
beforehand.
natural nice guy instincts had me stop before I said
Yeah,
that.
you should have stopped.
wear it all day. and
See, it's not that all you have is worth nothing.
jogging,
I'm just
whatever.
saying. I'm just saying. That's a
So-
white woman.
Hey, make that money.
Make that money. I'm all about any way you can find a way to make money. Do it.
If I go through
Except
hard
don't
enough
murder me.
times, I'm not above jerking off for guys on the internet. I would make a killing.
Me
I
neither.
guarantee.
Jerking
Yeah,
I
I'd make a
guarantee.
killing too. Yeah, I
Are
do
you
it
kidding?
too.
Oh my
I do
God.
it too.
I'm
I
not
have
above
no issue with
that.
You know, women can
I got no
like
idea.
sell their socks for
Yeah,
like
no, I
$5
know.
grand.
I'm
Yeah.
jealous.
5,000?
Yeah, you
Bro,
can wear
I'm
if you wear them for like
jealous.
2
So
weeks.
upset.
You can sell your socks.
I
My
am
sister, I've been
jealous.
trying to convince my sister. She has very nice.
Lily,
feet.
let's partner up and create.
Let's
this
use
sock
your
selling
face.
business.
We'll wear the socks.
Yeah, I have
Yes,
nasty
we would-
feet though.
yes.
And
so
no,
I
think
know-
wear the
No,
socks.
they're all the
We'll
same.
just put your face on everything.
No, my face isn't.
We'll
My
do
feet
all
need
the-
to be on things.
No,
We need
but
a good pair
we'll-
of
no,
feet.
no,
no.
Your
It'll
feet
be
are nice.
our-
You have
We'll
nice
do
feet?
all the work.
Yeah, we're the foot
We'll wear
models.
the socks.
Yeah,
I'll
we're
wear the
socks models.
panties. We'll sell them to the people.
Yes.
You'll make
Oh,
the profit.
God.
That
And
way
all
you're
you
removed
do-
from it.
I think
You're
the
just
panties
the
they
face
might
of the
see
company.
through.
You're just literally the face of the
The
company.
penny's gonna smell like balls. They're gonna be like, "Whoa, I know that smell."
Guys will be like, "Yo, Lily has really manly feet," but it's just like you can't really figure it out. You know?
Why
I
does
do
that
have
smell
manly
familiar?
feet.
See?
My feet
So
smell
it'll work.
real
It
bad.
would work.
But I could do it. My feet smell so bad. I was a figure skater growing up, and they just have this stench now that is rancid. It's not cute. But I think I could sell my socks. For
So
a
if you
while.
like toes, don't
date
Don't
Lily.
suck
If
my
you
toes.
suck
Someone has
toes,
sucked my toes, but I think I showered. So well, I hope so.
wow.
think you showered.
I don't know.
Wow.
That is, wow. I would have gone with better. Like I think
should
I'm
have
pretty
thought about
sure
that
I
before you said
showered.
it.
You know, like,
You should have thought about that.
said,
Wash my feet for him.
Which one are we doing? The who's in
Yeah,
the wrong?
there's
here?
who's in the wrong. Yeah, and then we'll
Okay.
finish with the cod.
My fucking car. My daughter has to get in. He won't move his car. My daughter has to get in. Move it.
All right, I hate to be that guy, but she's an Asian lady arguing cars, so I tend to think she's probably in
She's
the wrong.
automatically in the wrong.
I'm assuming. We'll see if it makes
We'll
an
see,
ass
we'll
out of
see,
me.
we'll
I ain't gonna say nothing.
When you open that door,
Does she do this a lot? Is she okay?
No, she's fine. The car is parked too close to her car.
Do you see your tire? Let's
see
get
your
serious.
tire? Do
Let's
you
get
see your
serious. You
tire?
see the line that
Do you
separates
see your
these?
tire? Look
Now
at
come
the
over here.
tire.
Come over here. Come on. This is just for fun.
Oh wow.
This is so me. This guy's.
She is so in the
And
wrong.
look at this.
Look, the tire is right on that white
You need to stay within the lines.
So do you.
So do you? He's in the
But
line.
look, I'm perfectly between the lines. Look, I'm actually hugging this side a little too much.
I'll take a picture. I'll take a picture.
Yeah.
See, this is the stuff that I can't stand about Americans,
gets
bro.
most
Like, you
interesting.
know you're freaking wrong at this point.
Right.
Fuck you.
Oh,
Fuck you.
en español, por favor.
Don't call me crazy, fucker. You're crazy.
Wait, why can't you call women
at
crazy?
Don't
call
us crazy.
She's upset.
Cause she crazy.
You fucking old bitch.
Huh?
I'm in a car like that, asshole. You're not happy, man.
I'm
You're an old fart.
Huh?
You're too old to be driving a car like that. It's too
I'm-
big for you.
I'm in disbelief.
Pecker. Yeah, I bet
They're in
you
Home
are.
Depot.
People, Design Center.
You
and
drive
stuff.
like it, you little tiny pecker.
This
So
is
you
original.
need that. That is your dick.
She's
isn't
coming
it?
out.
You proud of your old fucking dick, but it's your car, it ain't you. You
Oh,
can't
man.
get it up. Viagra my ass. You stupid shit. Now you're getting off.
I'm
right?
Is this his
stealing
wife?
these.
Is this his wife?
I'm stealing
The woman,
these.
you little pecker.
I'm not fighting
Son
at
of a
all.
bitch. Go on, man, because I'll take you
You
down.
notice Kingz, he stays calm the whole
My
time.
mom teaching me at a young
That's
age
threatening, but
that
it's
big
not.
cars means small dicks.
Park that shit correctly.
I'm just
Bum,
being a
ba-da.
pain.
Bum, 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 bum.
I'm in
Okay, what
disbelief.
about mid-size
Not me,
SUVs? So what does that? What does
Well,
that mean?
she just was like big tires. Usually it's big tires. That means
Big
small
tires,
dick. That's
small
what my
dick.
mom taught me at least.
So the reason why I brought up this video because I wanted to see it was a battle of logic versus emotion.
Yeah.
Because once he was able to show her like, no, I'm within the rules here. I'm correct. You are wrong. Then all of a sudden her emotional side just came out and then started calling him names and everything like that. But in that situation, and one thing to pay attention, he never calls her the B word. He never disrespects her. He keeps calm and he just destroys her with logic. And this is the same thing with guys. When you're out there and you're talking to a lady and there seems to be a confrontation, there's never a need to call her out her name or put your hands on her ever.
No.
Just be calm and just present your argument over and over and over.
Even if it's
until she
not an
gets it.
argument, even
Right.
if you just get rejected, like
Yes,
there's never
even
a
that,
reason
yeah.
to be like, "Fuck you, bitch."
Right,
So
right,
chick's
right,
like,
right,
"No, I'm
right,
not
right,
interested."
right.
You go, "Okay, have a good night."
Yes.
That's it. Don't give them any
Also,
emotion.
as a woman, that like I've had somebody do that to me, and it's like really threatening. You're like, oh fuck, do I have to like leave this bar with my friends now? Because I'm like, is he gonna be like waiting to
Yeah.
like murder me? like
Wow.
honestly, that's a
Wow.
real fear.
They
That
be worrying about some weird shit, but they have to. They
Yeah.
got to. It be happening.
Yeah,
It be
sure.
happening.
It's true. I never. Wow.
Yeah.
It
So
never occurred to
don't-
me that would be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, exactly. That's why you're having me on.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah. Well.
That's why
your
anytime I
dimples.
see
you're
you-
really on the
Make
show
us
for your
feel
dimples. That's it.
afraid.
Afraid?
Don't make us feel afraid.
Yeah.
No, true, but
Right,
some
right,
some
And, like,
some of y'all
aggression
some
can make us
don't
feel afraid.
don't. I agree. I agree with that. Then I always feel like if we shouldn't make you feel afraid, don't make us feel challenged because that's the exact trade off.
Wait, challenged?
Because like in situations like that, like so like
More.
because like afraid, no, like as human beings in a situation, you're gonna have a standoff.
Yeah.
If you guys can instantly flee under the cover of I'm afraid, I mean you guys can. There's been a lot of shit in the news, but like at the same time, you know what situation you're stepping into, arguing with a male at the same time. Don't act like this is a one-sided thing. Like, it's never a one-sided thing.
I guess I was thinking from like from her perspective, she seems like somebody. I know girls too that are much more confrontational than me. I'm not confrontational.
Yeah,
Are you
it's
saying
like-
women are emotional?
If there's going to be a confrontation, there's
No,
going to
I'm
be a
just saying I'm not
confrontation. And what we're going to
confrontational.
do as a guy, what we're going to do is we're going to embellish ourselves and make ourselves larger, intimidate.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
whatever you guys need to do, you guys are
Yeah.
far more loquacious. We're intimidating. So
Yeah,
I mean, we take our stances in
yeah.
every altercation, but
Sure,
it's
so-
never one-sided.
Sure, I guess
Well,
like if
it can be one-sided.
if like
It
a
can be
girl is
one-sided,
aggressive towards a guy, sure, fine. I guess I'm never like outwardly aggressive towards a dude. So if a dude is like outwardly aggressive towards me, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like
Can I-
this is
Can I ask you a question? Is that something from you're from the Midwest, right? Correct.
Yeah, I'm from the
Is that most women out there are like this?
yeah. I guess like yeah, people are much less aggressive
In general.
the Midwest than
Yeah.
from the East for sure.
For
yeah,
sure,
like no
yeah.
one's gonna. Yeah, it took me a while to like get used to. Yeah, like even. Anything like somebody getting upset on the train or somebody like people don't do that in the Midwest. Like people don't honk their horns in the Midwest. Like I'm not joking. Like you honk your horn if someone doesn't move at a red light after a minute of them sitting there. Like that.
A minute.
Yeah. So maybe
Yeah,
so this might be
see.
very specific to me, but I know I have friends
I'm
around
too-
here that are really fucking aggressive.
I'm
and-
too fair. Everybody's equal. So if
Sure.
this is an argument, I'm gonna argue like you are my
Sure.
equal. So if you feel intimidated by that, then you should have known that.
I guess I wouldn't feel intimidated by what he was doing, like the law. He was just like saying things, and I've like seen you like argue, and I don't feel intimidated. I guess I was more thinking of like calling me like you fucking bitch. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
intimidates
That's what. Yeah, that's
me.
yeah,
That-
yes,
so
yes,
yeah,
that's
let me
never
be more
necessary.
specific. So,
But when a
yes.
woman does get disrespectful in that regard, you still need to remain calm in that situation because the law is against you essentially.
Yeah.
Always because no one's gonna look at if she's being aggressive, that's fine.
No,
Yeah.
true,
You're
but
being
as
aggressive.
long as
And
that
that's
stigma
okay.
remains, there's no such thing
I
as
have
equal.
yeah, and
As
I've
long
We
as
don't
that
live in an
stigma,
equal society.
no, exactly.
Yeah.
As long as that stigma remains, there's no such thing as equal. So nobody should believe in equal as long as anybody can play sitting duck. You know
But
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
There's also a problem with girls
Lame
too. Like,
duck, play
I
lame duck.
definitely don't think like. I think it's not okay for a girl to hit a guy too. Like that should not be happening.
not.
Like so, I think there is definitely like a
Double standard.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't think any girl should be like yelling at her boyfriend on the street or like hitting him on. Like I've seen a girl like hit a guy on the street, and I was like, that's not okay. Like that, but no one is gonna do anything.
Okay, so what happens if he hits her back?
Yeah, that's fucked up. Then someone will call the police on him, and that's
Personally,
just the
I
world
would
we live
applaud
in.
because he's showing her
Should she get
equality.
arrested? Should she get arrested?
Like I would applaud because
I
he's
think they
showing her
should both
equality
get
in that moment.
arrested. They got in a fight.
But
No,
he's
it's
Yeah,
not
it's like a
defending-
public-
He's
defending himself.
defending
He's
himself. It's not a
defending
fight.
himself.
It's not a
He
fight.
should- I don't think he
he's
should get
showing her
arrested.
equality.
You shouldn't put your
Yeah.
hands on
That's what
anyone you're not
equality
ready
is.
to
But this
throw
is what
down
I'm saying.
with.
I don't think in a relationship like you should never be hitting.
Nobody should hit
Never.
anyone.
No, never.
Right, right.
Well,
That should
nobody
never be
should
a
be
thing.
hitting anyone that's not prepared to throw down.
Because we are in that time of equality. As a woman, you hitting me, I expect you. I expect you to expect equality.
Sure.
So what does you hitting me look like? Me hitting you back. Okay, so like if you're expecting equality, expect it all the way around.
Yes, we live in
Sure.
a patriarchy.
Yeah.
So
The hell you hitting
Yeah.
me for? I look like a punching bag because I got a penis? Like
Yeah.
punching bag and penis may start with
Do you-
P's, but they ain't mean
do
the
you
same
believe
thing.
that? Do you believe that, Lily? We live in a patriarchy. Is that-
Yeah, for
you think
sure.
so?
Yeah.
100%.
But that was just an example of he could have done anything to that woman if we actually lived in a patriarchy, but he didn't. He just stayed calm and he let her
Just
let her
'cause we
emotional
live.
ride
The
out.
patriarchy to decide that you're
Men usually attack other men if they do see a woman
in
being
a
attacked.
patriarchy
Or
can
that little
decide
chick you
that
wanted to
men
throw
are
in a
abusive
dumpster.
towards women as well.
Right, or the guy will get
So
arrested if he does hit
it
the
still
woman.
can be a patriarchy.
Is that patriarchy?
It can
Even
still be a
even though
patriarchy.
despite that,
Is it men deciding these things?
men deciding what?
A lot of these things.
No, the laws are deciding whether you
And
get
who is
arrested or not.
deciding on the laws? Is it men?
Judge Judy.
No, it's not. No.
It's not.
Wow, how is it men?
It's mostly men.
Yeah.
Yeah, the police are to enforce the law. It's not. It's not.
No,
to make
I
a
know, but the
decision of
laws that
whether-
are being voted upon are mostly men.
Yeah. It was a country
So for to say
was-
that men aren't establishing the laws is far fetched.
Yeah. Okay. So are you saying because men are deciding on the laws aren't good?
No, I'm just saying it's skewed towards men.
Not hitting somebody is that skewed towards men?
That
Towards women, I should say. Is that skewed towards women? If the
That's-
law is you can't hit anyone, and
See,
then
that looks like a
but
man
then-
looking at the law for women.
Yeah.
Because as a woman, the law should read you shouldn't hit anybody. Like it shouldn't.
the law is
it-
that.
But it's overbearingly pushed one way than the other.
But if a man hits a woman, he gets arrested, even if the woman attacked him first.
Exactly, and I think that's a man establishing the law rather than a woman establishing the
So
law.
isn't the man's law good then in that case? because she should be arrested.
They both should be
Because
arrested in that case.
It's self-defense. You just admitted earlier.
You
it's
said that she hit him. She hit him
She
first.
attacked him. Yes,
And then you said he was arrested.
he got arrested.
And I'm saying that's because we live in a patriarchy. If we did not live in a patriarchy, I don't think he'd be arrested because it would be a woman knows that a woman can cause harm. A woman definitely knows that a woman can cause harm.
Yeah, it's like, I guess, thinking of, like, I'm not going to arrest this woman because, like, hitting a dude is nothing, like, violence.
Yeah, you could get away with it.
That's a patriarchal
You know,
thought. That's not
Yeah.
coming from them. That's coming from us.
Yeah.
That sounds like we live in a very
Dude, anytime a woman
equal
hits a guy,
society.
all of us grab the guy.
Right.
In this society, that's a patriarchal thing to do.
No.
Because you feel like they can't hurt you.
Yeah.
That's a patriarchal thing. Women know they can hurt you.
No. It's not that they can't hurt you. It's that she knows she could get away with it, and then most men think that she's weak. Yes, that's part of it. So it's a double sided too. Where she's like, she's not strong enough to defend herself.
That's
This
a
is
man
a very
thinking. I
specific
feel like it's a
in
man
that
thinking.
regard, but that guy will still get arrested before the woman does.
Because it's a man deciding all these things. I feel like if it was a woman deciding that, a woman would be like, she hit him first, right?
But
women can cause harm. She hit him first. She's in fault.
If-
Most
if-
women I talk to in a
if we live in a
situation like that-
patriarchy, he shouldn't get arrested.
Yeah, because if
Quite the
if
opposite.
it's a man deciding things, we're men, and we're like, oh, well, they should
Strong
expect
enough.
to be
They
hit
should
back.
go to the
so it's
gym
like
more.
if they
No,
should
do more squats.
We see most guys are coming from the traditional aspect, which is men are stronger than women. So if
Right.
they hit us, it should be nothing. That's a man looking at it for men. Oh, a woman hitting me is nothing, so I won't hit her back. That's a man looking at it.
fair.
Any woman that I talk to in a situation like that, they're like, no, hit her back. Why is she hitting you? Any woman I talk to in a situation like that, they know that they can cause harm. They're not stupid.
But even
It's us thinking that oh, she can't hurt you. She's a girl.
I don't have
That's
this,
literally a man talking.
I don't have this video up, but there was a situation where a girl pulled out the knife and started trying to slice her dude. He actually caught him a couple of times, and the police came. They tried to arrest the man first, even though he's the one that was bleeding.
Yeah, I think that just.
And you don't think
assuming
that's
that a man-
patriarchal? That sounds very patriarchal to me.
That seems to be a double standard there. Because if it was the other way around, that it
I
would
don't
be no
think women
question
are
to
creating-
erase the man. to
Me
arrest the
personally,
man.
I don't think women are creating that double standard because every time I talk to a guy that's been hurt by a female, they're like,
Oh,
no, I'm
not-
a dude, so what she does can't hurt me.
No, I'm not trying to establish blame.
Blah, blah, blah,
I'm not
like-
trying to establish blame.
No,
I'm just
I'm
talking
just
about
trying
if
to-
the law is to protect both sides, then it needs to be enforced equally.
No, I agree with that. What I'm saying is
What
that
I'm
the
saying
reason
in
it's
our
not
current
right now is
society, it's
because
not.
men are pushing it that way.
Then we disagree.
That's fair.
I think you're coming from the aspect of like the typical like hardcore feminist like aspect would be like blame the man initially, but I think Karizmatik, I think you are right because it's kind of been the way you're describing since like the 30s, 40s, 50s,
Yeah, well, we're
which,
more
which
moral,
is a more
yeah,
traditional
more
like
traditional,
aspect.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
think
yeah,
that
for
makes
sure.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I just say currently the way things are. It used to be that way for sure, but currently I don't think.
So you think it has shifted into
It has
that?
shifted slightly, yes. In that regard.
Lily?
Sure.
That was a little jousting. That was a little bit of jousting. We played the jousting drop. Yeah.
It's funny.
Guerby's
They
so
play
happy about
the
these
hip
What
hop.
is this for?
It's the hip hop drop, and it was the black guys jousting. Well, you couldn't play any country, bro? No country?
I
I
used
just
to
love
like
all the
country
drops.
music.
Great job, Irish. I just love all the drops. The drops are amazing. All right, let's go on to our last piece of thing, and then what else we?
I love last piece of things.
Pass it.
Last piece of things.
Last piece of things.
last
Ooh, I
piece
love
of
last
video,
piece of
last
things.
video,
Ooh.
Last piece of things.
They're the
last
best
set-
things.
last piece.
The best
The
stuff.
best things. The last
The
piece of
best
things.
thing-a-ling.
The best. Maybe not the best. This is
the-
more
This
fun.
is the new Call of Duty, right? I can
Oh,
totally
man.
relate to this.
I don't sound like shit. I'll whoop your ass, boy. I don't play games, dude.
You're playing the
While
game
playing
right now.
Can I just say, as a grown man, anyone that gets on and like is talking in game with any of these other losers is just a loser himself.
Yes.
Are you?
I only either go in a party with my friends or I just have a podcast on. I don't like. Why would I want to talk to these strangers that I'm going to know for like 5 minutes?
I'm sorry. I heard like I was playing the game once, and like there was a kid in the background. I don't know. It was an R-rated game. The kid sounded like 15, right? And like his mom was leaving for the day, and like I got one of the best like quotes I would ever have in my life. Like she's leaving, she's like, "All right, I'm leaving." He goes, "Okay. Love you, Mom." so for the next like week and a half,
Oh, you love your mom.
every time he got on, every time he got on, we'd be like, "I love you, Mom." Dude, he stopped playing with us so fast.
Toxic masculinity, by the way. That's,
All the way. But like
The patriarchy.
the fact, like I don't give a damn about it. I tell my mom I love her every day, bro. But the fact that you know that you can make a guy
Mute
feel
your
that
mic.
way.
Yeah, mute your mic.
Mute your mic. Mute your mic.
Tell your mom you love her, but yeah, mute your fucking
What a
mic.
noob.
Love you, mom.
I play in the game because I can't do it in real life. You damn right, I'm a keyboard warrior. I'm a keyboard warrior, baby.
I mean, his fingering skills are on par.
He's not even playing on the keyboard.
Ladies, you hear that?
Kill me again, see what happens. Kill me again, I dare you. Kill me again.
That nigga you keep knocking out in the fight. Knock me out of gas, see what happens.
Kill me again. Come on, do it. Come on, do it. Do it.
He about to die. He about to die.
Do it.
He dead. He dead.
One more fucking time.
I dare you. I bet you won't cross this line or this
Kill
one.
me again, I break this fucking TV.
I dare you, bro. I dare you.
Famous last words.
I dare you. I dare you.
Is he gonna break it?
I will
Oh,
break
for
it.
sure.
Yo, I hope he breaks his own TV.
I hate guys.
Oh, I do too. It's fun.
So
Wow.
fucking obnoxious.
Toxic femininity right there. That-
He was really showing his emotions.
Yeah,
like
that-
so emotional.
They were
That's toxic
effervescent.
femininity, right? Like
You know what
no
that is?
emotions.
That is the epitome of privilege because that's
Yes,
someone that
yes.
does not have to
Yes.
pay for that TV.
does.
That
Yeah.
really is.
I have friends that throw
Who
their
was
controller
watching
still, and I'm like, I've never thrown a controller.
Never.
That
Those
costs $60.
Right,
I'm like,
bro.
That's how I eat
Anytime
for a
I've
week.
ever flipped out, I'll wrap up my controller.
Yep, yo. I'm
Hold on, I ain't done, bro.
Put it in
I ain't
the
done.
box.
I wrap up my controller, right? I put that right down
Place it
next to it,
down
right?
and just sit back.
And then, like, no. See, first off, I'm African, so like, I can't break my own shit. I can't break any of the shit. So I'm there. I gotta run upstairs to my room, right? Start punching pillows and shit. I'm like, bro. And then I'm still getting an ass whooping for beating up a fucking pillow, dog.
You're like a hurricane. You
bro.
get the calm before the storm.
But bro, nothing get destroyed but my own shit. I ain't destroying the Xbox. I need to be able to play tomorrow, bro. No, I ain't doing that. I see too many white boys put their head in walls, their Xboxes, their TVs. I'm like, nah, I want to play tomorrow. So I can't be that mad.
If we're being honest, it's the guy's fault for killing them 3 times in a row. They shouldn't.
For
they should
sure,
just
yeah.
let
He
him
shouldn't be
sit
that
out.
good. Nobody should be that good.
Should
Sweaty
Nobody should be that
fuck.
good.
He did warn him. He was like, I will fucking break this TV.
You didn't have to actually break the TV. That's
No.
the weirdest
No,
thing. about
I
this
would have
guy.
raised the
He would've
stakes. I would have
never
raised the
known.
stakes. I would have raised the stakes. I'd be like, nah, you gotta stick a dildo up your ass. Some shit. Like, you gotta go hard, bro. You gotta take 2 dicks in the throat.
Milk
What?
your own
Yeah,
profit.
turn the camera on.
Let me see your finger into your ass.
Yeah. Make him milk his own profit.
Got it about-
Oh, Lily, is that from experience? Lily knows the motions and
That's
everything.
what you do. 2 fingers.
Lily,
Okay, you do.
Wow,
Oh, wow.
bold move, Cotton.
Whoa,
Let's see if
Lily,
they-
bold move, Cotton.
This is derailed.
No, this is good. This is what we want. Whenever we get to the fun video.
Lily with the save.
But I will say one thing. Out of all things, the game looks great. The game looks
That looked
good.
amazing.
No.
It looked amazing. If you're not a
Fucking hate
noob,
video games.
Yeah, it's
you're
fantastic.
not a noob and you don't suck that bad.
So what was the point of that video?
Well, the
Toxic
point of that video,
masculinity?
the point that I wanted to get into is that if you're gonna play video games, play them if you want to. That's just
Sure.
what you choose. But if you're that,
It's like the emotion argument.
it's like
He's being so frivolous with his emotions.
Right,
Why are
it's-
you letting another person work you
have
up
that much, right? How much that
Like
control
that's
is,
energy you're giving to them.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And by the way, a lot of these, this go back to the incels a little bit. It's like if you play 2 games, there's no wrong playing games, but you don't want to play too many games where you're that invested into any game that you play. And you need to. It's just like Tom McDonald said.
Well, I don't know. Do you want to say that? There are people making money off this shit now.
No question.
Yeah,
No,
that's
make their
true.
money. People want to spend their money, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is that like you need to get good at something. And if you're not spending time getting good or becoming great at something, then you're going to be that much easier to get upset, right?
Yes.
Do you think that guy's working on something else that he's getting good at? No.
Yeah.
You think what do you think?
Jerking off with his left hand.
Trying to get 3 fingers in the ass.
Yeah. That's a talent, honestly.
he's trying to get to the next level.
Trying to get to that 4th finger. Trying to get that pinky in there.
He's like, if I could just fist myself right now.
I think
But
I'd
it's just
watch
about
that.
time management. It's really that's really.
You think you'd watch that, Lily?
I think I'd have to.
have
mean,
to watch a man
watch
fist
it.
himself?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
You say that
It's
like it
Why
doesn't
not?
exist on the
Okay,
internet
like
already.
yeah, probably.
Let's get to
totally
you later.
does.
Why?
Okay, I should Google
I'd watch
that.
Lily watching that. Like
You would watch Lily watch-
I would watch Lily watching that. Yes, that'd be
Reaction
amazing.
video.
Hell yeah, that'd be amazing.
Please do.
I need to see if her facial expression changed at all, if her pants moistened, any of that shit.
I'll be
You know what I'm
taking
saying?
notes.
We're just like, all right, so
you put the
She's just
pinky in
unfazed.
first, and then you slowly
You
put all the other
Wiggle the
fingers.
thumb. The thumb's the hardest.
make sure you wiggle the thumb, wiggle the thumb, wiggle the thumb. Yeah, wiggle the thumb.
You gotta spread it open a little bit. So
Honestly,
you
I
can
feel
get
like the worst part would be taking it out.
She's just unfazed. the guy lets out a little
Right.
grunt. She's like,
Understand?
pussy.
Yeah.
It's like the suction when
I
you're
feel
pulling
like you
out.
would take other stuff with
See,
it. You
you'll
know?
take
See,
other-
guys,
what?
guys.
I think pulling out would be the worst part.
See, Lily has good
painful?
fisting hands. Look,
Well, would it feel good?
They're big hands.
No, you see that, but they're fair. They're fair.
They're
You see that?
fair,
Look
but
at that. Look at that.
They go into a very penetrative form.
Anus.
Hands are
Penetrative
very
form.
aerodynamic.
They really are.
Anal dynamic.
Anal dynamic.
I'm so much fun here on the podcast.
Guys,
Right.
I did martial arts for a bit. So. Yeah.
Nah, bro.
Not that good fisting.
Bro,
for,
you got
know?
bro.
I got it
The
from.
5-finger
It's
death punch.
all in the twist.
Yes,
It's all in the
that's all I
twist.
need.
How many times do you think a guy would jizz in his pants? Just
Look back and see Lily doing it, smiling with dimples and shit.
Yee. So happy.
that's-
I love that we make the same dimple sound.
Yee.
oh yeah, you a dimple man
dim-
too. Yeah.
Shut up.
We're,
Yo, shut
we're
up.
both dimple men. Have it.
You have a dick?
I said dimple men.
Yeah, you
We're
got a
dimple
dick.
men. Yes. Oh yes. Sorry. I missed that for sure. Yeah,
It's 2019. It's called
It's
a lady
2019,
dick, bro.
yeah.
A lady, I'm sorry, you got a lady dick.
for sure.
High five.
All right, what's happening?
Yeah, how many shakes before you're done? 3 shakes? 2 shakes?
4.
4?
4 shakes.
Okay.
Damn.
Yo, she got a stallion
Right
right there, man. Yo,
Yeah,
Lily,
you got
Lily
Never.
packing heat, yo.
Never.
Huh, never? You never shake? Bro, you want to
Never
never
No,
shake?
no, it
You
never
shake?
stops.
Oh, I thought he
oh.
was a stand and shoot. I was about to say. He's like,
Whoa.
"Wee!"
No, that's
I had a friend tell me if
That's
you have
great.
to shake it more than twice, you're playing with yourself.
No, he's just mad. He's just mad because he ain't packing.
Oh man.
Okay, so that's the Kingz podcast. Thank you guys for coming in and enjoying us. Talk about.
Oh, you haven't enjoyed me yet.
Yeah. My name is Guerby.
Charismatic.
Irish.
And Lily.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
guys.
guys.
This was fun.
Great.
Anytime.
Thank you for
Woohoo.
coming. We'll do this again for sure.
Cool.
Definitely.
Kingz.
That was fun.
Illuminati's just a state of mind. They corrupted its symbolism to make you blind. They don't want you motivated to take the top. They want you down here as a hopeless slave to the day you die. It's time for your G-check, nigga. Welcome to the gangbang dungeon. Shit ain't safe. If your chain hang, the jailers gon' snatch it. Even the warden stays straight thuggin'. White boys bloodin'. Black CIA agents corrupted. Flying